For centuries, Africans in the diaspora have fought against oppression. These are the stories that history tried to forget. The African diaspora is not just a tale of suffering and survival. It's a saga of relentless resistance. From the Caribbean to the Americas, Africans have consistently risen against their oppressors. In the 17th century, Maroon societies were formed by escaped slaves in the Caribbean and South America. These communities, like the Quilombos in Brazil and the Maroons in Jamaica, waged guerrilla warfare against colonial powers, asserting their freedom and independence. Detailed stories. Quilombos in Brazil. The Quilombos were settlements of escaped slaves in Brazil. The most famous was Quilombo dos Palmares, which thrived for almost a century under the leadership of Zumbi, who became a symbol of resistance. Maroons in Jamaica. In Jamaica, the Maroons, led by figures like Cudjoe, signed treaties with the British that recognized their freedom and sovereignty, a remarkable feat for the time. The Haitian Revolution. The first successful slave rebellion. The Haitian Revolution, 1791 to 1804, was a landmark event. Led by Toussaint Louverture, enslaved Africans overthrew their French colonizers, establishing Haiti as the first free black republic. This revolution sent shockwaves throughout the world, proving that freedom was achievable. Detailed stories. Toussaint Louverture's leadership. Toussaint Louverture was a former slave who became a brilliant military leader. His strategic acumen and diplomatic skills were crucial in the fight against the French. The Battle of Vertières. The Battle of Vertières in 1803 was the final major battle of the Haitian Revolution, leading to the decisive defeat of the French forces. Resistance in the United States. From Nat Turner to the Civil Rights Movement. In the United States, figures like Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman became symbols of resistance. Turner's rebellion in 1831 struck fear into the hearts of slave owners, while Tubman's Underground Railroad became a beacon of hope. Fast forward to the 20th century, and the civil rights movement saw leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X continue this legacy of defiance. Detailed stories. Nat Turner's 1831 rebellion was one of the most significant slave uprisings in American history. Though ultimately suppressed, it left a lasting impact and heightened tensions leading up to the Civil War. Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman, known as the Moses of her people, led hundreds of slaves to freedom via the Underground Railroad. Her courage and determination have made her an enduring symbol of resistance. Civil Rights Movement. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s saw African Americans fighting for their rights through protests, legal challenges, and acts of civil disobedience. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X played pivotal roles in this struggle for equality. Resistance in the Caribbean and Latin America. Beyond the well-known stories, many lesser-known revolts took place in the Caribbean and Latin America. From the Jamaican Maroons to the Cuban War of Independence, the spirit of resistance was strong. Detailed stories. In Cuba, the War of Independence against Spanish rule saw significant contributions from Afro-Cuban fighters. Figures like Antonio Maceo, known as the Bronze Titan, played key roles in these struggles. The Haitian Revolution's influence on neighboring islands. The success of the Haitian Revolution inspired numerous uprisings across the Caribbean, influencing resistance movements in places like Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. Modern movements, Black Lives Matter and beyond. Detailed stories. Black Lives Matter movement. Founded in 2013, the Black Lives Matter movement has become a global force, advocating for the rights and safety of Black individuals. Through protests, advocacy, and policy changes, they continue to challenge systemic racism. Key activists. Activists like Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi, the founders of BLM, have been at the forefront of this movement, continuing the fight for justice and equality. The legacy of resistance. The history of Africans in the diaspora is a testament to the unbreakable human spirit. Despite the odds, they have always fought back, driven by an unwavering desire for freedom and justice. As we remember these stories, we honor their legacy and continue their fight. If you found these stories inspiring, subscribe for more untold histories. Let's keep these powerful legacies alive.